Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy 09 Big Grizzly. I'm back. It's been a while since I made a video. Um, we all know about the September ban list by now. It's official. It's exactly the same way the OCG ban list was. And with that, this video special is a little different from what I'm used to doing. Seeing as the ban list is already official, and we lost this and got heavy back, and Royal Oppression's gone, which is basically why a lot of the decks are going to be really good this format. Along with Fishborg, so Fish are dead. Fish OTK is pretty dead, and I'd like to see someone prove me wrong on that. Because without Fishborg, that deck is pretty screwed as far as that's concerned. For the double, I mean, you can get the double tributes with Rotentoad and stuff like that, but it's pretty screwed. And with Judgment and things being at 3, but I'll discuss all that stuff. But basically, I want to show you what decks are going to be good. The first deck I want to talk about is the one I'm currently running, Karakuri OTK, not Karakuri Machina Plant, Karakuri OTK, which is purely machine Karakuri, so you can make Beast and Barkion and this guy and Bure, and go off for OTKs with massive amounts of machine monsters. Because you sync for 8 stars and a lot in the deck, or at least in my version, which I'll show you later and give a tournament review on. But well, that's after I play a tournament. But it's a really good card. It's a really good deck you're gonna run, especially with Overload Fusion being at 3. Now you have that extra trump card. You run Cyber Dragons. You run a bunch of 3-star tuners anyway. So running 3 Cyber Dragons wouldn't even hurt you at all. At the very worst. You know, but it's gonna be really crazy, especially with Royal Oppression gone and Heavy Storm, not True Nade, so you're actually getting rid of their crap instead of sending it back to your hand to hurt you later. And 3 MST, unless you cut down my trap stun for 1, but it's really good. It's really good. The second deck is gonna be Zombies. With Call of the 100 at 2 now, and the release of Pain Painter, Zombies are really going to have a crazy amount of time format, especially with Blackluster Soldier coming off the ban list. Twilight Zombie decks, watch out for them. They're going to be crazy consistent, crazy hard to beat, especially without Royal Oppression to hold them back. Royal Oppression has been a thorn in many of this deck side and many others, along with the return of the 3 MSTs and the Heavy Storm as well. So that really puts Zombies back up there in the tier deck discussion, as far as I'm concerned. The next one, this one, Lightsworn with Necro Gardener going back to 2. Also, you know, with Necro Gardener going back to 2, Judgment going back to 3. This deck is going to come back in full force, and it's going to be some problems, especially with Tragodia going to 2 as well. I mean, the damage this deck's gonna do, especially when it's Twilighted or whatever, is gonna be massive, man. So bring them back. The next deck, never touched by the ban list, is X-Sabers. X-Sabers, if ran right, a lot of people I've seen and played against, a lot of these players who call themselves pro, but a lot of players play X-Sabers completely wrong. They depend so much on the Dark Soul engine, where the deck itself loses the consistency that it needs to win matches. But that's just a tech choice thing. Again, it's another deck I'm going to show. I'm still looking for some things for it right now that I'm going to take in there as personal choices. But this deck is going to stay in the tier discussion because they will not be touched by the ban list. And without Royal Oppression to at least provide something, because you don't... The way I see it, you don't have enough Solemns to stop an all-out assault from X-Sabers, and once they empty your hand, considering, unless you have 3 Effect Veilers or enough Effect Veilers to continue to stall it out, you're going to lose your hand and then eventually the duel. A deck that's been out there who was really hurt by Royal Oppression was Glad Beast, and with the release of the 25 beater who doesn't do anything, it's a whole nother ball game. Yeah, people are talking about, well, they won't be as effective because Heavy Storm and MST and blah blah blah, but it works in the reverse in my mind. You get 3 MSTs, a Heavy Storm, you get Herc on the field and play a bunch of back rows, you have crazy hand control, you play enough stuff, you're gonna win. There's no way that they're gonna have enough firepower to come and stop you. That's just the truth. So Glads will be in the discussion. And the deck that I'm definitely trying to complete right now is Scraps. With the release of the XYZ monsters, Scraps are going to be crazy because now Chimera has a double purpose. Now Chimera can do things like bring out Roach and Utopia, as well as Scrap Dragons and things to that nature. And with Summoner Monk being at 2 now, this is going to be bananas. So, and with the Mechalord Emperor mix, by the time this deck is done, I predict this deck at least top 16 and top. I'm going to go a step further and say this deck will top #1 at a tournament somewhere if they play it right. Because this deck is so consistent. And again, Royal Oppression, the socks have been taken off. This deck easily makes Beast and Barkion with no problem. 8-star Synchros, 4-star XYZ monsters. Its consistency and diversity was going to shock a lot of people this format. Keep your eyes out, and especially with Pot of Duality being released in those 10s like next week, I think. The last deck I want to talk about, I don't have any of the cards for it, but I think I'll find something. It's Fairies. Let me see if I have anything here in my trade binder, which isn't worth showing because they limited my Formula Synchro on it, and it just hurts my feelings. But guess we'll use this guy. It's gonna be Christia. It's gonna be Christia all the way. This Fairy decks are gonna be horrible. With Hyperion being touched and them leaving Christia at semi, along with the addition of Blacklisted Soldier and the addition of the extra Tragodia, Twilight decks are gonna be horribly hard to beat. Dark Armed and things to that nature are gonna be horrible. Not to mention that Tengu plants are they're slowed in my opinion. Yeah, you used to have the 3 Tengus, but the 1 Lone Fire is gonna hurt, and the 1 Debris Dragon is gonna hurt, and the 1 Pot of Avarice is gonna hurt. So that deck is not out of the discussion, but it is lower on my totem pole. So those are the decks that I really think are gonna do well this format. So just to review, Scraps, Glads, Sabers, Light Sworns, Zombies, Karakuris, and Fairies are the decks that I believe are going to run this format. I'd like to know what you guys think. Rate, comment, subscribe. I'm going to be building some decks of each one of these formats. I already have a Karakuri build that needs some improvements, but I'll talk about that on that video. But rate, comment, subscribe. Leave any suggestions of decks you think are going to run the format, or if you disagree with anything I said about the decks that I think are going to run this format, let me know, and I'll be glad to have a discussion with you about it. Even make a video in response to it. All right, guys, it's your boy 09 Big Grizzly signing out.